Well, I do read every comment that you put onto the YouTube channel. At least I check and look for all comments I've not responded to. And I'm just going to show you something that I've done as a result of comments. But over my shoulder there, you can see the snowplow back on its shelf with some of the other locos. And next time there's some snow of the right sort, it's got to be the right sort of snow. I am going to try it with a live steam loco, not one of these ones, but the geared Regner loco, because of its pushing power, low speed and pushing power. So what have I listened to? Well, some of you have commented that you find my handheld, this is me handheld, of course, a little bit annoying because, of course, the camera moves. And so what I've got is, well, it's called a hammer camera clamp. Don't ask me where I got that from. It's one of these things that if you're lucky to be in the right place at the right time, you find. But I would not know how you get them. You just find them in charity shops if you're lucky. And so a piece of wood, a spring clamp, back of a chair, and I've got my makeshift tripod. So I will mount the camera in there. But before I do that, with the second part of this box opening on the open wagon kit, I said I like things on paper. So I thought, well, I'll open this up. I've turned the printer on, but I've decided not to print it out because it happens to be, let's scroll it down with the mouse, 26 pages. So what you start off with is a complete list of all the parts that are in there, and the name of the parts, which is quite, you see, Woodleigh engineering, it suggests that they know what they're doing in terms of specifying things. Look, it was the drawings are really good, what do you call them, technical drawings. So there is the wagon in some form or other, braked side of it, looking at the end. So nice drawings of all the components and parts like that. And then here's the build process, done pictorially, lots of lovely pictures showing you how the thing is put together. I've not gone through it yet, I'm just scrolling through it with you. I have scrolled through it just briefly once to see how many pages there were, and this is why I not printed it out. It'd use up all my colour cartridges, and it shows it all the details in there. Now, just as I scroll through that, let's go right the way to the bottom. Might as well, we've started. There we go. As I say, 27 pages. That looks like not, well, I'm going to say good value for money in terms of the level of detail for £35. I have had other kits. There's one. That's a tram. That's a plywood, cut plywood, probably laser cut plywood kit. They've not been anywhere near as detailed as this for the £20-30 mark, without the same number of components. And so before starting, I'm pretty pleased with that. So here we go. First thing is, get yourself a cup of tea or your favourite drink. It's not a train one this time, it's a cycling mug. So double packed in cardboard because I've got two of them. This is the inner box, and then inside that there's bubble wrap, and then the components. The components are in separate little bags, and included in with the wheels is gauging block. That's a laser cut piece of perspex or acrylic with 32mm and 45mm gauging for the wheels. So that's quite useful. There we have the axles. They look like 3mm steel axles. And again, the wheels have already got the white tyres printed on. The hangers and springs, nicely detailed. Let's take one out because these are 3D printed, and maybe the light isn't quite good enough. Good detail in terms of the end of the bearing box there. Very nice detail. And I've got a 3D printer. Yeah. Now, there's a pattern on the back. I'm looking for the artifacts that you get from 3D printing. The detail, sorry, moving it out of the way. I think I really, really need a brighter light, and I do have a brighter light that I've used for these things because I'm not sure the focus is picking up that detail, the detail I want it to pick up. There it goes. Can you see that spring? And can you see the writing on there? That is really impressive detail without the lines that you often get with 3D printed parts. That's just a piece at random that I picked out of one of the bags. Very impressed with that. Here we have some bits which are spaces, I'm assuming. And then all these small components, including bits of chain. I think we saw these on there. This is the safety chains, the lever for the brake. So separate detailing when you put all these onto it. And how detailed is this thing? I can see a little bit of, what you would call on a molded object, mold flash or artifact on that from the printing process. Tiny bit, but easy to clean off. Not a problem at all. The rest of it is so detailed. That is really, really extremely well detailed. I was going to bring out one of the springs. That's maybe just 3-link coupling, is it? It's a length of chain. Tip it out. I'm tipping out down here out of sight. Yeah, just a length of chain. Maybe I need to ask be cut at some point. We'll have to find out. Yep. More bits, including some brass wire, which are probably the hooks which go into the coupling. So buffers and coupling in there, I think. Buffer heads, is that buffer head? Separately molded. And the hook. There's the 3-link chain. The 3-link chain is in there. That must have been the safety chain in the one. And the brass hooks. So not... so quite a reasonably complex buffer. And is that enough components to make a chopper coupler? Yep, looks like there's enough to make a chopper coupler. And this, the sole bars or side bars. Again, look at that. Well, is that FDM printing on there? Yep, I think it is. I think that's FDM, but really, really fine quality FDM. I'm just looking. Can you see the artifacts on that when it focuses? Right. You can just about see it, can't you? And it looks like it's probably been done with a 2-color 3D printer. One that prints the grey and then stops, and then it introduces the black filament. And the white, is that 3-color? It could well be that it's a 3D printer that actually prints the white as well. So what excellent use of 3D printing technology with multi-color printer. Yep, I can see some of the artifacts in that, but nothing to worry about. Really, really good. No finishing. I don't feel I need to do any sanding or filling of it at all. So that is part 2 of the unboxing, where I've been looking at the quality of the components, which look excellent to me. Just move that all over there. And so many different parts to it. I'm delighted with the quality and what you get for your money, because I do say I've got a good range of kits from different sources, and you know, all of the kits are good value for money, because you're getting something which is a lot less than you'd have to pay for a ready made manufactured item, and you have the fun of building it. I wonder what this is in here that's protected. Last bit to open is further protected between 2 bits of card. That sort of card there is normally a decal of some sort. Oh, it's the ends, and it's to protect the more fragile representation of the steel strap work on the end pieces there, so that they don't get broken off in transit. So there, another point, very safely and carefully packed. They've thought about it. They've thought there's a risk of those getting broken in transit. Let's sandwich it up between some pieces of card and put it in the bag, so that it doesn't get broken in transit. Very good. And this then is likely to be a decal strip. Yes, that's white lettering. That's why I couldn't see it. A decal strip. I'll put that back in there. So there we are. My thoughts are very pleased, very happy. Looks like an excellent thing. No idea who you are, Woodleigh Engineering, but I'm going to be looking for the box fan type thing that you're making, because with the look of this, it'll be a good thing to go for. £35 for a truck. Not bad at all with all that detail. Very, very pleased. And as I say, I am an owner of a 3D printer, and even if I had the STL files, the time, you know, because you do it, required to print all of those components would be considerable. Hours and hours to print things on a 3D printer. So that is an excellent product at an excellent price. Thank you.